In 2024, I wanted to get a MacBook laptop for one of my students and I got scammed. Mm. It was an awful moment, and how it happened will actually shock you. So I was searching for a laptop on different platforms. So I said, let me search for a vendor on Jumia. But before I continue this story, please hit the subscribe button. And if you are in for conversations about reality and life, how you can use life lessons to actually transform your life and actually not to make mistakes in the future, then you are in the right place. Please also hit the notification bell. So when we upload a new video, you will get to see it first. So welcome back. My name is Victor. So in 2024 January, I was searching for a MacBook laptop and I wanted to buy a laptop for one of my students. So in trying to look for several vendors on the market, I came across this particular vendor. I can't remember the name right now, but that's not really necessary because that's since 2024. So I came across this particular vendor and I decided to chat him up. That was on a Monday. Yes, on a Monday. So I decided to chat him up and say, oh, hello, hi. Please, I saw a laptop on your page and I'm so interested in getting it. Can we talk about the price and see how we can get to negotiate and get the laptop paid? So later that night, the person replied me and said, okay, right, the laptop is still available, but I'm going to give it for this price. Then it was posted for about 820k. So the laptop is available and I'm going to give it for this particular price. And I was okay, fine. What about giving me a little discount for it? And somehow he gets to agree and we agree on the price. But I requested that he send me the laptop pictures so I can see the pictures properly on WhatsApp so we can get to continue this conversation further. So the next day he sent me the details of the laptop with more pictures and other samples that I may be interested in. And I said, okay, fine. I like this one. I like this one. Then I decided to go for a MacBook Pro 2017, 15-inch screen, 16 gig RAM. So when he sent me the video and the pictures of this laptop, I was like, okay, wow, nice. We talked and talked and talked. We couldn't get to complete the transaction that day, so we had to postpone to the next day. Which next day was supposed to be a Wednesday. So on that Wednesday, he chatted me and said, oh, he's quite busy and he won't be able to make the transaction today, so he won't be able to send a rider to bring it to me. That we should continue the conversation on a Thursday, so he'll be able to send it. He'll be able to be in the office and make the transaction and send the item to me. I was like, okay, fine. I always had my way to get things online. I always had my way to avoid being frauded, being scammed by anyone on the internet. So I had my kind of connects that I normally use. So if I want to buy something, I get to send the thing to the person, and this person will get to receive the item, confirm it, and check that okay, the item is the way it is, and before I'll make my payment. So on that fateful day, a Thursday, I had a job in a university area. Nurses were actually being given their licenses, so I had a lot of people have taken pictures of the past week, so I needed to go and take pictures of them at their inductions. So I was very busy, I couldn't actually concentrate. So I already called that person over there in Lagos to say, okay, someone will be sending an item with a rider to you, so please, when you get this item, kindly reach out to me so I'll be able to confirm that it is what I requested for that you have received. That way I'll be able to make the payment when you get the item. So when the time came, it was around those 2 p.m. or so, and he called me that okay, he's sending the item to the location, the address in which I've given. Now take note, before this time I've already given him the location to deliver the item, the name of the person that will receive the item, and the phone number. He's supposed to take this item to the person so the person can receive it and call me, be able to make the payment. Then that person will be with the item. It has always been that way. I've always done it that way. So I never thought of what will happen that day. I never had it in mind. It never crossed my mind. So if you're someone that you understand what really happened, you can drop it in the comment section. But if I don't know, some of you that may have experienced this already know what happened. So when the item got to the lady, actually a lady, when they got to her, she now called me and said, I have seen the item. I have unsealed it to see what's inside. It's a laptop, a MacBook Pro 2017. Okay, everything you said is what they sent. Now I said, okay, wow, no problem, that's good. So what do we do? She now said, okay, I can make payment, that she has confirmed it. And I requested this guy that I was chatting with on WhatsApp to send me his account details so I can make payment. And when he sent me the details, I now made payment. It was a Union Bank. I made payment to this account detail. Immediately I made the payment. Because of the noise, I couldn't get to follow up much, but immediately I made the payment. He told me he hasn't seen the money. He hasn't seen that. He's still waiting for an alert or something like that. So I was waiting for him to get back to me so everything can go. So at this point, the rider was still waiting for authorization from the supposed seller that, okay, I've received money, allow them to keep the laptop so you can come back. So while the rider was still waiting, I've already sent the money. It's already getting to like 30 minutes and this person has not replied. So it got to a point that the person was no longer replying to my messages. At the point he was still saying he has not received a lot. Then the rider was like, let me call my boss. So the rider was calling his boss saying that I've not seen any transaction. I'm even waiting for the person to send me details or receipt details for the payment. So there was a confusion. So I told the lady not to give them back the laptop so I can be sure of what's actually happening at this point, because at that point I knew there was something wrong, because already there's a confusion and she was already worried. So she now held on to the laptop and refused to give it to the rider. So the rider now said, okay, fine, let me see the number of the person you are calling and confirm if it is the same number of my boss. So the rider now checked the number of the person and confirmed that the number is different from the number I gave to her. Like it's different from the number which means the number that the rider has is the number of the original seller of this item. So at this point, it happened that the person I was chatting with was actually chatting with a different seller, a legit seller who was sending the item to that same location that I gave to him. So while he was chatting with the person to bring the item to that location, I was chatting with him. So it was almost like I was buying from him. He was buying from another seller. So that seller was waiting for him to make payment while I've already made payment to him, and while the seller was waiting for payment. So she now asked for the account details that he brought along, the rider brought, and she realized that the account details is different from the account details that was given to me. I now saw that there was a discrepancy in the payment details. The account details was completely different. The name of the boss of the rider is completely different. Who is the seller is different from that of the person that gave me account details. So at this point, I just had to put my hand on my head. Like, gosh, I've entered this whole I've fallen for this scam. Then I started panicking and started calling this number. Number wasn't going. This person wasn't responding, wasn't doing anything. Person wasn't taking calls, wasn't doing anything at this point. And I was far from town where I could even make a report. So at that point, I had to take the next available taxi back to town so I can go straight to the bank to make a complaint and to report that, oh, I have made a transaction to a payment to this particular account, but I cannot validate this payment anymore. That this payment seems to be a scam. So if there's a way they can put a hold on the entire transaction and flag it. But the bank, it was almost like 4 p.m. at that point. I got to town. I had to rush to the bank, and unfortunately I did this transaction using my wasn't my Kuda bank. I did it using my Kuda bank to a Union Bank. So I couldn't report to Kuda because Kuda will not respond immediately. And this is actually one of the fears a lot of persons have with fintechs, which I'm going to talk about on another video, because I believe that the fintechs, they can do better with their customer care, especially because they do not have a physical branch somewhere where a customer can rush into and make a complaint directly to them. So I believe that they can actually try to improve on their customer care so people can trust them more. A lot of persons do not trust the fintech banks because of no physical branch, no customer care. They always feel when you tell somebody to open a bank or any of these fintech banks, they will tell you they don't want their money to get missing. But that's a talk for another day. But on this video, I just want to tell you guys what really happened later. So the bank said they are going to try and reach out to the account, but I need to reach out to my own bank before they can do anything. I tried reaching out to my own bank, sent a mail. I don't even know if till today they've been able to reply to that particular mail, but it was later when I realized that this guy has played the seller and played me. So the seller now knew that I have paid, but the person that received the money is not him, and the person that actually contacted him was the person that I was chatting with. So this is actually a kind of scam that is on Jiji, and if you are not careful, even if you are trying to use a middleman to receive an item, someone might still scam you. You might still get to lose your money. So at this point, the only way you can avoid scams like this is to actually ask them, the person that is bringing the item, especially the rider, always request for the account details of the seller. Like if the seller is sending a rider to you, let the seller give the account details to the rider. So as the rider is bringing the item, you on your own, you are able to say, okay, this item is from this rider. So you can confirm the account details from the rider and also confirm the account details from the seller directly. So you can actually have maybe account from the rider and also an account from the seller. So an account from the rider and account from seller. So you can match these two accounts together to confirm that these accounts are legit and they are correct. Especially if it's a seller you have not dealt with, someone that you're just dealing with for the first time. Because that was my first business with that seller, and later we were able to become friends and found a way to reconcile our loss. But nevertheless, if you are just doing business with someone for the first time, you can avoid this so that you can do this. Try these ideas. Make sure they give you the account details. Make sure they also give the account details of the rider that is bringing the item to you, so that you don't get to pay to the wrong person. Okay, so guys, I don't know if this video has helped any of you, but if it has helped you, you can subscribe, because I'm going to be bringing you another way that you can also avoid being scammed. There is another story I want to tell, and it's very important. I share it. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.